Hi, I'm Charlie and welcome back to Spooky Season. Today I'll be sharing with you the Spooktacular Halloween tag, courtesy of the blog So Lovely and Gorgeous. I will of course share the link below as well as all of the questions that I ask in this tag. Just a quick disclaimer before we get going. The original tag on the blog is considerably longer than the questions I'll be sharing with you today, and that's because a lot of those questions did overlap with questions from the 30 questions Spooky Halloween tag, which I will be sharing later this week. So if you want to know my answers to those questions, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. With that said, let's get going. Question 1. What is your favorite horror movie? I know I love Halloween, but I don't actually like horror films. I don't like being scared. It's not my preferred genre. I much prefer comedy or fantasy or sci-fi. I also really like historical fantasy as well. Having said all that, I think the movie that I'm going to go with as my favorite for this question is Queen of the Damned. If you're not familiar, this is a vampire movie, but it's a vampire and music movie. I have loved this movie ever since I was little and spent a lot of my adult life trying to re-find it after I no longer had access to the copies I did growing up. While I'm sure that it's technically not a horror, it's still one of my favorites. I just really enjoy it. Question 2. If you were in a horror movie, how far would you make it? 5 minutes? Halfway? The whole way through? Of course, I would love to say that I was the last man standing or even potentially the villain, but based on my personality and my disabilities, I would probably be dead in the first 5 minutes. C'est la vie. Question 3. Favorite scary video game? Now, while I don't play scary games, which I'm sure is not a surprise to you, I do enjoy video games. When I read this question, I had exactly one thought running through my head. Now, I'm not sure how many of you will remember this, and I don't remember the name of the game, but what came to mind was an old maze game that you played on the PC. You had to use your mouse to drag the cursor through these mazes that got progressively skinnier and harder, and you had to do them faster. And if you hit the wall, it would scream at you. It would show the image and sound of the scream in the same jump scare pattern as that driving down the scenic road video. I feel like if you know what I'm talking about, you know, and if not, apologies. Question 4. What is your favorite scary story? Growing up, I was a really big fan of sitting around the campfire, sharing scary stories with my friends, some of which still haunt me to this day. But I have to say that my favorite scary story is Don't Touch the Pink Gorilla, which you can watch here. Question 5. What's one unusual thing you're afraid of? In a previous video, I have mentioned my ongoing and ever-changing fear of balloons. And while I do think that that is potentially qualifying as an unusual thing, because I am afraid of so many things, I thought I would share a different fear in this video. While I'm sure this is not an unusual fear in general, I'm afraid of moths. I love butterflies. I know the significance of moths. I understand why people find them pretty and why people like them, but they freak me out. I hate bugs and insects and creepy crawlies and things that fly in my face in general. But I specifically really hate moths, and I think it was because growing up we used to get these real big moths that would buzz around at night outside of the door, and we had a big glass door and that would bash into the door, and it would freak me out. When I was a little kid, I thought they were gonna come in and eat me or something. So moths. Who knew? The second half of this tag is similar in structure to the this or that tag, which I've done previously on this page, but instead of simply this or that, it's a question of which is scarier? Which is scarier? Question 1. Vampires or werewolves? The honest answer is it depends which depiction of each you're dealing with. There are versions of werewolves or lycanthropes that aren't that scary, and there are versions that are terrifying. Same goes with vampires. I think personally I'm more scared of werewolves than vampires, but honestly I love them both. And as far as scary monsters go, I don't really consider either of them to be in that category. If I had to pick, I'd go with werewolves. Which is scarier? Question 2. Ghosts or zombies? Again, I feel like this is heavily dependent on which kind of ghosts and zombies you're dealing with, what kind of representation. There is a bunch of factors here. I think I'm gonna have to go with zombies for the this one just because of the whole able to bite and infect me side of it. Ghosts don't really bother me in most scenarios, honestly, but zombies can be very scary to me. Which is scarier? Question 3. Creepy dolls or creepy clowns? Without a single second of hesitation, the answer is creepy clowns. No, nope. No thank you. I will have dolls. I grew up in a house full of dolls. My mother has a doll collection. There are dolls everywhere. Dolls do not bother me. Creepy clowns? Run. No. Creepy. Which is scarier? Question 4. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, or Leatherface? So once again, I don't watch traditionally scary horror movies. I actually haven't seen a single one of the films that these characters are from. However, I have looked it up and looked into it a little to answer this question. And in my scenario, Freddy Krueger. Dreams. Nope. Freddy Krueger. No, I can't. Something that you might not know about me is that I have multiple sleep disorders. I struggle with night terrors. I have had chronic nightmares and recurring bad dreams since I was a child. Sleep and dreams are already a terrifying scenario for me. They're already awful. Freddy Krueger? No. I don't want any of that. No thank you. Was that an overreaction? I don't think it was. And there we have it. That was the Spooktacular Halloween tag from the blog So Lovely and Gorgeous. Let me know in the comments below which of those movie villains you find the scariest. And don't forget to check out my video, Don't Touch the Pink Gorilla. As always, questions and links will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching that video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more spooky season coming this month. I hope you're having an amazing day and I can't wait to see you all soon. Bye!